Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Candid Talks with Susan Solomon. Our topic is very interesting today, negotiating for a salary raise. Who doesn't want a raise? I want a raise. You want a raise. So how do we go about negotiating for a salary raise? Do you just approach your boss and say, I want a raise? I'm tired of working in this company. I've been having the same salary since I was employed in 2000 and now it's 2020, 2024. There has to be a plan. You must prepare your case strongly so that when you approach your employer or your boss with the request for a salary raise, it will be a win-win situation for you. So how do we go about negotiating for a salary raise? Prepare your case. Okay? Document your achievements. What have you done for this company that you feel warrants you to be given a raise? You started working, maybe you were earning 70,000 and years have passed. When you look at the market, your mates are earning 100,000, So it's important to plan this thing. So you plan your case, document your achievements. What are the major achievements that you've accomplished for this company since 2000 when you were employed as an HR officer? What are the key projects you've engaged in, you have handled to the end? How have you contributed to the company's goals? Document all that, all your achievements. Gather market data. What are other companies paying people who are doing the same role as you are? If they're paying them more, make sure you document. Are you in the same industry? Maybe you're working for a water company. You're working for Mombasa Water. What does Malindi Water pay? What does Kimawasco pay? Find out what is the salary. What are the benchmarks? What are the salary benchmarks for companies that are doing the same business as you're doing, and people who are working in the same role that you're working in your present company? What are this should be in relation to the experience and the location. So find out, gather market data, find out what other companies are paying for similar jobs, and these companies must be the ones that are doing the same business as your company. If your company is clearing and forwarding, and you go to compare yourself with a company that is maybe they're in the food industry, they make foods and juices, it won't be such a good comparison, because now you give your employer the case to say that is the food industry, we are in clearing and forwarding. Our benchmarks are not the same. So look for a company that is doing similar business to yours, a role that is similar to the role that you are in. If you are a researcher in a certain organization, what is that other research organization? How are they paying their researchers? Don't say, I want a salary raise because the cost of living is high, or I do most of the work here while others are just sitting. Since I was employed 5 years ago, I've not gotten a raise. When you grumble, when you complain, you remain where you are. But when you go with data to show the company that you've achieved this, they need you more than you need them, then you have a strong case. Know your value. You should frame your request around the time that around the value that you bring to the company, not just your personal growth. You can say, in this organization, when I joined, let's say you're in HR, you say, when I joined this company, there was no pay structure. We were just paid anyhowly. It's like when you came into the company, the salary you negotiate at the time of employment is the salary you have. But then this is not the best practice. People are normally categorized. These are the categories. This is the management cadre. This is the operatives cadre. This is the directors cadre. So when you came in, you put into place a strong formal salary pay structure which was adopted. So if you did that, you document it. You say, I found there was chaos, I brought order. I made the pay structure, I made a proposal, it was adopted. It is working, it is good. People know when they come into this company what they're supposed to earn. They know their incremental value, they know how they move on the band, they know if they're promoted, they can jump to another band, and that is all attributed to you. You're the one who came with the idea. Know your value, state your value very clearly. Go with data that is tangible. Something that is valid, something that can be the employer can touch on, or your supervisor can touch on and say, yes, indeed, when she came, we had chaos. She brought in a good proposal. It was adopted. Now we have peace. Now we have sanity. Talk about if you negotiated, if you're an HR and you managed to negotiate some very good collective bargaining agreements when you were there. You went through the CBA agreement, and it was accepted, it was adopted, it was signed, and people got a raise. There were better working conditions. Maybe the people used to there never used to be a medical insurance, but when you were there in that CBA, you negotiated, in came the medical insurance and many other things. So you have that information, you know your value. They know that it is you're coming in, you're negotiating, you're taking them through the process that opened up their eyes to see this thing is good, and they adopted it. So now when you're asking for a raise, you are stating to them the things you have done, and they're tangible things. If you went for some training and you've acquired extra skills, and these skills are making a positive impact on the work that you're doing, they are gaining the company more value. They're increasing the return on investment, and it is because of the skills that you acquired. Tell that, document that down, go with your papers, put it down, show your boss so that they know it is the additional skills that you acquired they're actually impacting positively on the company. So be ready when you document this down, when you have the tangible evidence, be able to explain. When you say, when I came here, I didn't have a degree. Now I have a master's. Okay, so what has your degree so far done for this company? What has your master's so far done for this company? If you can justify that, it is good. Maybe a driver went for defensive driving, and maybe there was an incident whereby one time when the driver was bringing people from the field, there was some kind of skirmish on the road. People tried to seize the car, but the driver, because he has the skills of defensive driving, he was able to wiggle out of that net of gangsters on the road, and he took the workers safely back to their homes, or took them safely back to the workplace. Mention the things that you have done, so they know this driver is valuable to us. Know your value. I'm a driver and I have the certificate of defensive driving, and many other things. So make sure you know your value, and you know how to articulate it, use it to convince your boss that you are indeed eligible for a salary raise. And if they if they don't give you the raise, they face the risk of losing you, and they don't want to lose you because you are adding value to the company. Now, when do I approach my boss and tell him I need a salary raise? Is it when the company has recorded losses? Is it when the boss has had a thrashing himself by maybe the directors have thrashed the CEO, the company is not doing well, the books are not reading well, and then you go there and tell the boss, I want a salary raise? Do you know he can throw you out of his office? So time it right. Know the time when you can go and tell your boss, I need a salary raise. Usually a good time would be after the company has had a major success. You read the company actually announces to the workers that this year has been a super year. We have made money. We have made money. The company has registered a growth of 65%. And you can target it just 50% growth, but then it has registered a growth of 65%. That's a good time to ask for a raise, because the company has done well. The money is there. Okay. So also when you're having your performance reviews, as you sit down with your appraiser, and they are praising you on your performance for the year, that's a good time when you can bring up the topic of a salary raise. When you go through the targets you have set, you've accomplished all your targets. So you tell your boss, these are the targets we set at the beginning of the year. I've accomplished and exceeded all of them. I have a good rating. It's almost 100%. I'm eligible for a raise so that I can continue providing this good service to this company and enable it to achieve and exceed its goals. So after a company has declared the tax profit for the year with a clear after tax declaration, showing that the company is doing well, then you can now ask for a raise. So you can say, what if our company is a non-profit making organization? They're not there to make money, they're just there to offer a service. What creative idea have you taken to that company that enabled that organization to achieve its goals, or to exceed its goals? Or did you bring a concept that has made that organization to do so well in the eyes of its sponsors. So if in the eyes of the sponsors, have you brought in a concept or a proposal that has enabled that organization to achieve its strategic goals? If you have done that, document it. Take it to your boss and say, I brought this idea. I brought this proposal. It was adopted. The organization is doing very well. They are able to go out there. They are able to train. If you do community mobilization, we are able to mobilize the community to be able to accept the idea that we are taking to them. Maybe it's a health issue. You are sensitizing the community on health matters. They're supposed to take their children to be vaccinated, or the mothers are supposed to do family planning so they can plan their families. And you went there and you spoke so well to the people. You even gave them the idea of bringing in a drama team to do some kind of drama, a skit, something that maybe that organization never used to do before. But you joined the organization, you have brought that idea, the people have accepted it, it's working well in the community, the results are good. People are saying, yes, since the time when they did that skit on family planning, spacing a family, we have had so many mothers coming to us for this facility. Or if they hygiene, there's a teaching on hygiene, you're mobilizing the community to practice safe hygiene methods, to build toilets. And you find that, and the community is actually doing it, and you know you can attribute that success to you. How you know how to, because you have known how to talk to the people, you've known how to demonstrate to them how that which you are selling to them, that the idea that you're selling to them, you know how to to hand it over very well to the community, and you see they're accepting it, they're convinced, they're doing it. And the organization is rating a high score on its initiatives to the community. Then, of course, and you record that when you sit with your boss at a good time, a time when you know the funding is coming in well, and they're even looking for new areas on where they can expand their activities, then of course you can go there and negotiate for a raise, because you know your value, you know the work you have done to enable the organization to achieve its goals. So don't ask for a raise when the company is undergoing a stressful situation. Maybe they are court suits. The company has been sued left, right, and center, and they are struggling to pay the debts. Or maybe they have got suppliers come there. You see suppliers come, they are grumbling, they're not being paid. That's not the time to go and tell your boss, I need a salary raise. He will definitely tell you that the company is not doing well. You go work hard, let this company increase its profit margins, and then you can come talk to me about the salary raise. Now, when you are ready, when you have documented your achievements very well, you have known what the market is paying for people who are doing similar jobs to the one you're doing, and they're getting paid so much higher. Now you should plan the conversation that you'll have with your boss. Don't just bust into his office. No. Take time, plan. How will I approach this boss of mine? It will be a good time. So you should start the conversation. Now, when he allows you to have an appointment with him, of course you'll book an appointment with him. You tell him you want to have a talk with him, and mostly about the remuneration. Now, when you get that appointment, whether it is during the review or maybe just some time that you've had with the boss is agreed, start positively. Start the conversation on a positive note. Thank your manager, thank your supervisor for their support. Express your commitment to the company. Show that you're grateful. Go with a positive look. Don't go with a sad look. Don't go complaining, saying your wife, you're a father of 10 children, you have 3 wives, and the life has become so difficult. No. Start with a positive. Thank the manager, saying, my boss, you are doing a good job. I like the way you've been handling us. You know, see your commitment to the company. I love this company. I've devoted my life to it. I've been working here for the last 2 years, and I see myself still working for this company many years to come. In fact, I want to work for this organization to retirement age, whatever that age is. So state your request clearly. You say, based on my contribution and market value, I would like to discuss adjusting my salary. Be very clear on the request that you have. Don't spend a lot of time just beating about the bush after you've thanked your boss for the way he's been managing the company. After you express your commitment to the company, state clearly, based on my contribution, based on the work I do here, based on and also looking at the market. I've done my research. People who are other companies that are selling cars, this is what they pay their marketers. So I now want also to humbly ask for this salary raise. So based on your contributions and the market value, state your case clearly. Be specific. Say, I've been earning, since I started working for this company, when you took me on 2 years ago, I was earning, maybe you are earning about 35,000, and you say now, I would be very comfortable if you could increase my salary. You can say a percentage, or you can say, I think I'd be quite comfortable to be able to live a comfortable life for me and my family if you pay me like 40,000. So state clear. So anything from 40,000 to 55,000 or to 60,000. So state a range. Don't just say I want a raise, but be specific on the range that you want to be paid. If the company has a salary structure, job groups, you can say I'm in job group. When you're in job group C, I'd like now to be promoted. I would like my salary to rise so that I can jump over to the next job group that has a higher salary pay. So be professional, be confident. Don't go there with a cowardly attitude. Stay calm, be polite and very professional. Even if the conversation is tough, even if the boss is giving you a very tough stare, a very tough look, just remain calm. Be very, very polite and be very, very professional. Maintain eye contact. Never lose your cool. Even if he says, are you crazy? You want this salary raise? Where do you think you're going to get the company from? Don't lose your cool. Don't appear timid. Don't beg. Keep the conversation focused on what you want and justify why you deserve the raise. Show confidence in your work without being arrogant. Be very, very polite. Be very humble, but be firm. Create the impression that the raise that they will give you will be a great motivator to you, even to give better service and bring more benefits and gains to the organization. Show them that a raise for you will also be a gain for them, because the work that you have done will continue doing even better. Prepare for pushback. When you go to ask for a salary raise, most of the time there will be a resistance. You'll be told it's impossible, or you're asking for a very high amount. I don't think the company can afford. So be prepared for that. So if the boss says there's no way you can increase your salary now, you can say, what about other allowances? If you can't increase my salary, if you can't increase my basic salary, how about you increase my house allowance? How about you increase my commuter allowance? How about you give me a lunch allowance? How about you allow me to work from home or to work flexible hours so that I can be able to give the company its best, but also have time to maybe study more, maybe it's a qualification you are lacking. You say, if I have more flexible work, I can work up to 4 o'clock. I leave at 4. The rest of the company leaves at 5, so that you can be able to get transport to the college where you are studying, where you're taking up a course to upgrade yourself, so that you can give better service. And remember, when you look for a course, when you say, okay, now I'm a master's student, now I want to go and do a PhD, will that be relevant to the work you are doing? You can acquire so many certificates, but what the boss wants to know, what the company needs is, will that additional skill, will that additional certificate make you work better? Will it be of benefit to the company? Will it make you yield greater benefits for the company? So when we want to study to increase our skills, want to increase our professional knowledge, it should be in line with the work that you're doing, and it should be for the benefit of the company. So when you're done with the interview or the appointment you have with your boss for salary raise, make sure you follow up. Summarize everything that you have discussed. Put it in an email. If there's no email, put it in your notebook somewhere. Draft a letter to your supervisor summarizing the contents of the meeting you had about the salary raise, and then send a copy to his boss, but inform him that you're sending a copy to his boss. Now, this is if you have a supervisor and then you have a manager, or you have a manager and then you have the CEO. So you write to after the meeting on the salary raise, you inform, you put it down in writing, send him the copy, and send him what you have written, that letter, summarizing what you have discussed, and then send a copy to his boss, but tell him that you're sending a copy to his boss about what you have discussed. If a salary raise is not possible, and he says we are not able to increase the salary this time, maybe another time, then ask him politely. Then when can we have another meeting like this so that I can know it is the right time where I can ask again for a raise? So in case the boss postpones and says we cannot raise your salary now, but maybe in a year's time or in 6 months' time, document that one and tell him that at that particular time, we'll make a follow-up meeting. If he says you need to acquire this skill, or you need more coaching, or you need more mentoring, make sure you agree on how that will be done so that you can revisit, and when you can revisit the discussion again. So in a nutshell, that is how to approach your supervisor for a salary raise. Make sure there's an opening. How do you first? You thank the manager, you get an appointment, thank him, express excitement about working for the company, review your achievements, what you've achieved for the company, tell him about the market research that you did, what other people are being paid, and maybe you are being paid less and you want to be paid more. Salary adjustment request, tell him about the salary adjustment. After that, when you talk about the market research, what other people are earning, other organizations, now tell him what is the salary that you want. Listen and discuss with your boss in a very friendly manner, and then close. Then reaffirm commitment to make sure your boss reaffirms commitment to what you have discussed, and then agree on the follow-up actions that you should take. If he says go for more training, if he says I need to coach you more, I need to mentor you more, or this thing, let's discuss it at another date, make sure that there is follow-up, and then make sure that you take him up on what you have agreed. So all the best as you negotiate for salary raise. If you feel you deserve it, don't wait for it to pounce on you. Move out, approach your boss, tell him you need a raise, but make sure you do it in a very clear and precise manner, in a very convincing manner. Thank you very much. We are available even for training concerning salary raises. We are able to help a company create a salary structure. We can look at your salary structure. We can do the market comparison with the market rate concerning your workers. We can do job evaluations. So all this, you can, for more information, you can contact us through our email address that will be shown on the screen. Our email address is susansolomon@gmail.com. You can ask for more details on how you can organize a pay structure that you can justify to your workers as being a structure that is what they are worth to be paid. Thank you very much, and welcome again to our next episode of Candy Talks Show. Keep it here.